Hi, I'm Stephan Tual. I'm the CEO of Atlas Neue and founder. And prior to this, I was CEO of Slock.it and the co-founder of Ethereum from 2014 onwards.
Awesome. So as a co-founder of Ethereum, you're one of the original innovators in the space. Could you describe a little bit of what attracted you to Ethereum in the first place?
Yeah, absolutely. So I clearly remember working for a data management company, and I was really finding it absurd that we were holding on to so much customer data at so much risk to the end users, really, and also gathering so much data about them and understanding through machine learning so much about their personal life that it became almost intrusive in a way. So when I saw the white paper by Vitalik sent to me late 2013, it became evident this was really a good way to leverage blockchain to change the world, and that's why I dedicated so much time to it, and that's how people at the foundation took notice of me and eventually gave me a job.
Awesome, cool. So after your work at the foundation, you later left to found Slock.it.
Yeah.
Could you tell why you left to found Slock.it?
Absolutely, yeah. So when we started Ethereum, it was very clear from the get-go that the foundation was not a for-profit enterprise, meaning that there was, if we wanted to actually get money, and let me tell you, we had a lot of people reaching out to us and say, hey, can you do some consulting for bank XYZ or big brand XYZ? And we couldn't accept it because if you were to, say, make 100K in consulting USD, you would have to find 3x the amount as a foundation in Zug in donation to match it. And obviously that's simply impossible and does not scale as a business. So we all knew that there would be a point at which we would have to leave, and you've seen it from Gavin, myself, Christoph, and many others left to build their own startups, and some of them came back to foundation after a while once Ethereum went way up. But I decided to stick with Slock.it because I really enjoyed it.
Awesome. And could you go into a little bit of what you're currently doing at Slock.it?
So at Slock.it, what I was focusing on primarily was enabling, if you will, the matching of a smart contract in the blockchain to an object in the real world, effectively giving it the ability to run code, an identity, and inheriting all the great stuff that we love and know about the blockchain, so immutability, censorship proof, and so on. What I'm doing now at Atlas Neue is a little bit similar on some projects. We have a project that applies this concept to nature and the environment. We also invest in early stage startups. We have an advisory service. We run the London Meetup, the largest one in the world, and we have a blockchain pitch night coming up this year.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm actually really interested in that new project. Is there anything else you can tell me about it?
Well, I've covered quite a bit, but I think the best way to discover it is to come to the Meetup in London. We got 6,700 members now. And we try to keep it non-salesy. Essentially, I don't think people should go on a Wednesday to get sold to. So essentially, we want them to learn. We had some great speakers. We had Vitalik, Gavin, Christian Reitz-Wissner, Fabian Morgensteiler, Victor Tron. I mean, a lot of the people who are here spoke at the meetup and did well afterwards. I mean, we issue videos. It's all online at YouTube/Ethereum. We got a good Twitter account at Stephan Tual with a lot of information. It's mostly, if you will, going back to my roots as a community manager, really, and helping people understand and make sense of the blockchain. Great.
So what we've been working on is the Ethereum alarm clock.
Right.
When I first reached out to you, you mentioned that you had heard of it.
Of course.
So have you encountered this need before scheduling transactions?
Yeah, absolutely. So I remember the Ethereum alarm clock from way back in the days on the old Ethereum forum, forums.ethereum.org, if I remember correctly. And there was a chap that was working on that in the community because there was such a need. And I think what people don't necessarily understand when they get into blockchain as blockchain programmers is that a lot of the paradigm from traditional programming environment just aren't present. So scheduling operation, like you guys do, are missing. Randomized number generator, that does not exist because the smart contracts are deterministic. Therefore, there is no room for randomness in smart contract. There's no room for them to gather data from the outside, if you will. They have to capture it from oracles or from very complex systems that are built in Solidity to enable the creation of true decentralized systems. So in your case, the Ethereum alarm clock, what I find interesting is if you didn't use your service, you would have to rely on, say, a scheduled Python script. And then obviously that raises the question of who runs the Python script. And evidently you don't want to have to trust these guys. That's why you're using the blockchain. And that's why I think it's so important to have it in a decentralized fashion, the way you do it, by incentivizing nodes, essentially to do some of the heavy lifting. It makes a lot of sense.
Exactly, that's a big motivation for us.
Yeah.
Do you know any interesting use cases for that? Have you ever thought about it?
Every time someone needs to schedule a transaction, which is anyone who ever had to run a cron job in his life as a DevOps will know exactly what we're talking about. It's hard work. So, yeah.
And then just to round this out, what's the most exciting thing for you about the future of Ethereum?
Yeah. What's fascinating to me is today we had the guys from Ivoism, for example, talking about the work they did. And I'm not sure the mainstream at large understand the level of advancement this technology is now getting into. It's literally light years ahead. You listen to these guys, they're absolute genius, and they're light years ahead from any other communities in the blockchain. What they're developing are essentially what's called a singleton at scale, which is a cloud that belongs to the people, and that's exactly what Ethereum was always meant to be. So it's great to have been helping founding the project and see it coming to reality, fruition, 4 or 5 years later. And I think we're really at day one, minute one of the blockchain. There's still so much to do, and people shouldn't be worried about being late to it because it's only the beginning. And obviously we want developers. That was the whole point, and that's why services like yours is so useful, because it helps normal developers that are not egghead working in advanced mathematics, but maybe are web developers who want to use blockchain to actually get into the space in an easy way that's natural to them.
Awesome, that was great. Thank you, Stephan.
Thank you.